It's me, Brian. Thank you for coming to my video. Okay, so let's just get straight to it. I've been wanting to talk about this spicy topic for a very, very long time. And it is masculinity and femininity. Why are we having this discussion? Because it's necessary. We already know. Let's just go down for the rabbit hole. I say, you go look and tell your neighbor and say, we're going to go down the rabbit hole. And we already know that we live in a society that is very, very intellectually structured. That's just what it is. And there's a lot of programming. Let's call it for what it is. There's a lot of conditioning that's going on. We are so conditioned, including myself. I'm still conditioned in a lot of different ways. Though I am aware, we are so conditioned that certain things that we have been taught as truth becomes our very truth. So the moment we try to step out of that box or that phase, even if that's a false truth that you were introduced, even if you saw the absolute truth, you would still deny it. That's how powerful this conditioning process is. So you're gonna have some challenges. You're gonna have some challenges trying to break out of the social normative, if I must say. It's going to be difficult because that's how we were taught. That's the structure. And there's a large consensus that agrees with this structure. But every now and then, or every 10,000 years, there is born a hero. And this hero, he is born and he begins to go against all this shit. I mean, he goes completely against the grain. And when he or she, when they do their damn thing and when they're in their element and then they're in the zone, they do it so freaking well. They really, really, really do. Are you one of those people? Are you one of those people that you don't fit that social normative? I know I don't by a long shot. And of course, I grew up. I'm black. You know, a lot of times in the black community, we get it the worst. Let's just talk about lawn care. So I have lawn care. Yes, it's all mine. My sister braided it. I don't like it. Sorry, sis, I love you, but I don't like it. So I'm gonna rock it for maybe a couple of weeks because I paid money for this, but I'm taking it down and I'm going back to my long, flowy, dark locks because that's what I like. But while we're on the topic of that, why is it that when a black man grows his hair out, and no, I don't want to wear braids. I don't even like braids. I just did this because, I don't know, I just did it. But I don't even like braids. I don't like dreads. You should dread your hair. No, I don't want to dread my hair because that's going to lock my hair. I don't want to have my hair locked. I want it long and I want it flowy. When the wind blows, I want it to be doing like this. Sorry, I kind of had a moment because I've heard it so many times. But no, I don't want to do that. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you like. But there's plenty, if you like that look so much, there's like thousands. Do you know it's thousands of people that have that look? So go admire them and stare at them all day. But me over here, I'm going to do me. But as I was saying, I'm sorry I keep getting sidetracked because it was personal. But every time when a black man does something like that, it's gay, it's queen, it's, oh, he's trying to transition. I had a friend that said that this was a couple of years back. Oh, I feel like you're going to be a Kris Jenner. A Kris Jenner? Really? Is it Kris Jenner? Is that his name? One of the Jenners. You know what I mean. The Jenner. Really? Because I'm growing my hair out, because I like to wear it a certain style. So that means I'm trying to cross over. But when a white man or Asian man or any other race, when they do it, oh, it's super duper cool and widely accepted. It's rock and roll. It's hip. You know, dang, look at that hair, those locks. He's awesome. He's a Samsung. So, and I know where this energy comes from. So I don't take it personally anymore. But I know that it comes from Black people. We have to be seen as overly masculine. Even the women, we have to be overly masculinized. You know, we're not able to feel soft and pink and stuff like that or whatever, you know. But the thing about me, I've been so detached because I've always been in situations where people always sort of singled me out. So I never really felt I could connect with anybody, which helped me because I don't actually carry that Black man, oh, woe is me narrative. You know, no offense, I just don't do that. You know, I understand what's going on. I understand, you know, the whole racism and the unfairness. It's real and it's out there for sure. But for me, how I get through my life, I just don't hold that weight. I can't. I refuse to give some other entity or race of people or power, position of power, that much power over me that I'm losing sleep. Hell no. I understand we got issues and problems and things like that, but I'm dealing with me and anyone else that are in my likeness. Let's just work on what we're trying to do, and in time, the things that we want to accomplish in our lives and we want to demand and all this other stuff, we'll be able to do that naturally. But I'm not focused on people who are taking me off track. So that's just the bottom line there. But that's a point there that I wanted to say, you know. And some people who have long flow hair, they may be effeminate, but that's their preference. But that does not mean all guys are like that, especially all Black guys. So for the longest, I grew up that way. You know, never could grow my hair out. Always had to keep a cut. Like I said, I understand that's just how it was. Boys played sports. I didn't watch sports at all. So my sexuality constantly was in question. Constantly. You know? And he's not into this. He's not into that. Why he's always looking in the mirror and stuff like that. I just like that. You know, that's just me. I just do. You know, maybe that's why I want to be in showbiz, because I like the glamour. I like the limelight. I like entertainment. I like dressing up and being in different costumes and portraying different characters. Like, I love it. It's just in me. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So, again, when it comes down to the masculine and femininity, one, I'm going to say this. I don't know why femininity, I'm sorry, that's a hard word to say, but I don't understand why that word is so derogatory. When you think about the lion, I'm always bringing examples about lions because I like lions, but if you think about the lion in the jungle, the king of the jungle, mind you, who raises that lion to be that? Is it the father? No, it's not the father. It's the mother. The mother. Those cubs that you be seeing in the jungle, they be following the mother. And that mother is what raises that cub to become the king of the jungle. And guess who hunts? That female. When I think about women, especially Black women, because that is my experience, I've encountered lots. I've had lots of very powerful, strong Black women in my family. Just down the line, generation to generation. Powerful. You know? And they would have, though there's a lot of femininity in them, they had such a force within themselves that you would possibly equate to be masculine, you know, which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I've had women in my family who are leaders, who are not followers, who are strong, who are independent, who go out there and they make it happen. You know, a lot of times they're picking up the slack for the men. It's unfortunate, but that's how it is. So I have been blessed to see such, you know, experiences like that. So I have a lot of respect for the feminine. I do. I feel like feminine might be greater than masculine. You know? So I don't think it should be something taken so harshly. You know, I don't think people should be so offended by that. It's okay. And you know what? If anyone calls me feminine, thank you. I appreciate it. Matter of fact, I prefer it. Go right ahead. I don't want to be masculine. I prefer to be feminine. Why? This is why. Because people state that women are more emotional, and they say men are more just brainy, logical, visual, all of that thing. I have those traits. I do. But I feel like I am more emotional than I am just mental, if that makes sense. And as far as emotions, I'm the one that I am very, very in tune with how I feel and how other people feel. You know, I'm that person that I would probably ask you, how was your day? You know, tell me about it. Tell me about your day. Do tell me. You know, I'm just that person. I just am like that. And we also have to understand that we did not ask to be where we are. We didn't ask to be in the family that we were in. You know, if I could be the person that was mentally conscious of what I was going to be at a certain age, and I saw how this world was, don't you think I would probably construct it in a way that it would be less painful and stressful for myself? You know, I would do it that way. But I didn't have a say so. I just woke up and I'm like, okay, this is life. This is where we are. And that's how we all have. So we are all a product of how we grew up. We're all a product of our environment. And we don't have control over that. We don't. You know, this stuff is ingrained in you, you know? So you just get to a point in your life and you have to understand that, you know, yeah. So in my situation, I grew up with a lot of women, a lot of strong women, but I appreciate the qualities because they were not weak, just flimsy women. They were very strong. So what I probably could have received from a quote unquote man, I was getting that from the woman. And I saw my mom just take on that leadership role because she had to, but because it was kind of just her. And I learned from that. I learned to be independent because of seeing her. You know, I've learned to not be afraid and to go out there, to go figure it out, get what it is that I need for myself because of that example. And I'm grateful for it. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. But if I have feminine qualities about myself, that's the reason why, because I grew up being around a lot of women. There's 7 of us total. I am the oldest of 7. In between, there are 5 girls. And the last boy, or the last one, is the brother. And I'm like 20 years over, a little over 20 years older than he is. So there's a wide gap there. So all that time, sister. So, you know, and what's so funny, the irony of it all, my sisters are very athletic. I didn't get that athletic gene. However, I know how to play sports. Let's not get it twisted. If you want to play me on the game of basketball, we can go. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. But no, they're all athletic. Track stars, track runners, you know. I mean, these girls would probably take out the trash, like they would bring groceries in, put 2 jugs of water, like that's how they are. very feminine, soft and pink, but they just got that part and they probably got it from my mom, you know? So that's just how it is. We're just all different. But I just hope that, I know this video is very long, I just hope that one day we can kind of try to understand each other more and not cause so much judgment. Because a lot of the likeness and attractions that we do have are really psychological. They're not even really natural. Did you know that? Some of the attractions that you have aren't necessarily natural. You know, when you use logic, you know, it's just like people who are attracted to people that are very bad. Like, what is that? Why are you attracted to someone who is very detrimental to your life? Why? Can you think about that for a moment? We don't really think about it because we're on autopilot. So it's just things that make you say, But that's okay. You know, because I used to fall into this whole mess of a fiasco, but I have grown and I have matured. And I'm cool with being odd and awkward and what is he? Like, what is he trying to do? That's fine with me. I don't need people to understand me. As long as I get me, that's all that really, really, really matters. So, and me being the way that I am, some people they'll back away. You know, people who are not meant to be in my life will back away, and that's good. So if that means me continue doing this, so that way the right people come in my life because they're gonna see me for what I am, how I am, and all of that jazz. And that's how I know that this person is authentically connected and wanting to deal with me because I'm just myself. So I really hope that this encourages someone. I'm gonna have to get some notes and write stuff down because I was completely all over the place with this video. I want to talk about more things when it comes down to masculinity and femininity. So there may be like a part 2, but that'll be later on. But again, hopefully you enjoyed this. Once again, my name is Breon. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.